at 5:03. All right. Video working. Okay, I just can't worry about it. A roll call. Commissioner Ahmad. Commissioner Karen is
here.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's here, but then I'm defeating the point if I actually say that you're here.
You can call the roll, and I'll just raise my hand.
Commissioner Caroline. Commissioner Dwayne is here. Commissioner Cindy. And not Commissioner Susan.
I'm here.
Yeah.
You want me to get it so it's more?
Commissioner Evans.
No.
Here.
All right. Commissioner Linda.
Here.
Commissioner Michael. Do not see him yet. Commissioner Shar. And Commissioner Monica.
Here.
All right. Quorum is present. How is everyone doing tonight?
It's a Wednesday.
It's
One day at a time.
Yep. It's hump day.
It's a Wednesday.
It is Sunday. That is true. That is so true. That is so true. Well, I'm hoping that you all are doing very well on this Wednesday, May 14th at 5:05 p.m. Yeah, hope you are. Did everyone get a chance to review the minutes from March 12th?
Move to accept the minutes or second a motion, whoever wants to make the motion.
A motion.
Second.
Right. Any questions, comments, discussions? Hearing none, can all in favor of accepting and approving the minutes from the March 12th meeting, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Hearing none, the minutes are approved and accepted. I don't see anything under communications. Old business, I know that there was a conversation with the acting director, Mr. Murdoch, to talk about the equity plan. My understanding was that he was going to send something out last week, and we have not received that. So,
No.
Right.
So, Dwayne, I have a problem with that because he was supposed to he was supposed to talk to us as well. With the language, reach out to us. So we don't have it. We don't have anything. And we keep putting this off. We're not putting it off, but we're not getting the information that we need. Did I jump the gun, y'all?
No, you did not jump the gun. No, not at all. Not at all.
I just remind them.
Yeah, and so I think we need to remind him, and then also I just need to also make sure that it's not another 2 months before I remind that we were promised 2 months ago. And so I will reach out this week to get this information, and then have Izzy follow up with you all to share what that actually looks like. And then, I don't know what else to do, if there's any additional conversations and discussions, but I will follow up just to ensure that we get this information before another 2 months down the road as well.
Okay.
Any other thoughts?
No, I mean, I think, like I said last time, there's just a lot of reasonable information that was taken when we did the original information gathering in 21, 22. I wouldn't want to dismiss it because a lot of people had made an effort to come and provide information and share and network. And if any of that can be saved or revisited, and maybe a much more efficient process of gathering updates on that to see what's new and different, I think would be the focus, not starting again from scratch.
Sounds good to me. Okay.
I agree.
That's on my to-do list. Wonderful. New business. So we do have a couple of new business items. The first one is LGBTQ plus, seeking protection for same-sex partners and their security. This was a conversation and discussion that was brought to us by commissioners on the council. Karen, do you want to have that conversation, or do you want me to work to have that conversation? What do you think?
I can just tell you, I learned through Commissioner Slaywin, who I thought was going to be here tonight, but while same-sex marriage is certainly legal in Missouri, there's a ban in place. And so from a legal perspective, and I want to be sort of specific about it. So I think there's still some barriers to those who have protections for, let's say, partner benefits and other benefits that are available to those who are sort of traditionally married in legal settings. And what Commissioner Slaywin wanted to ask us to do was consider the research on it and see if we would make a recommendation that we would recommend to the county executive that he and his legislative team draft a way of instilling that protection in those specific spaces for St. Louis County residents. And I believe there's some precedent for this in other counties around the country. I didn't get a chance to do any of the research myself, but I think Missouri is still a challenge because of language in place that procedurally makes things harder, even while technically marriage across the country is legit. Obviously, some states, for various reasons, are making it harder than others, and Missouri is one of those.
Any thoughts or discussion? I think that this is something, an avenue that we can actually reach out to the task force that was developed as well, just to see how we can collaborate and partner collectively on that to see exactly what that looks like. I would be interested to see what language can be developed and move forward. And then just for my own edification, education is also just going in and seeing what is possible, especially with the way our municipalities are and the whole structure of our government, and seeing what does that look like for us to put it in St. Louis County, and is there any additional education that we would need to do from a municipality adoption standpoint as well. So that's just me trying to understand all of the politics and governmental structures as well.
I love the idea of the task force being a partner in this and doing it together. That makes more than a lot of sense.
Cool. All right. I will follow up with Michael just to get his additional thoughts, and then also work to see how do we make connections with the task force, and then go from there. All right. Next on the agenda was correspondence from an UMSL business student that was received by county received it, and then they passed it on to us because they wanted they wanted a formal request for the commission to discuss at the next meeting. Noah, do you need to share anything before we have this conversation or discussion, or no?
I don't think I need to share anything before the discussion. If I feel it's necessary to interject at any point with the information I gave you in that email, Commissioner James, I will.
Okay. And so I don't even know how I can. Can I share my screen to have everyone also see the correspondence? Is that permissible?
That's permissible.
I just want to add that he is not a business student. I'm not going to comment on the case because I'm very much a part of it. But just the correction, he's not a business student. He wants to be a business student.
Got you. Okay. Thank you for that clarification.
Correct that he is a student at Thompson. That is correct.
Okay. All right. Me one. Look, how does your computer work all day long, and then when you try to work for another thing, it doesn't want to work for you? I just don't understand.
It's tired. You worked it too hard.
I keep saying that, but I'm gonna love that. I love that. All right. So, dear St. Louis County Human Rights Commission, I'm writing to formally request that the commission discuss at its next meeting the systematic misconduct, ethical violations, and potential criminal activity occurring at UMSO involving faculty and administrators. The harm caused by these individuals extends beyond me personally. It undermines the ethical foundation of our academic institution, violates multiple laws at the county, state, and federal laws, and sets a dangerous precedent that allows abuse of power, financial mismanagement, retaliation, and the violation of students' fundamental rights to go unchecked. Why is this morally wrong? It is at its core the situation of betrayal of public trust, academic integrity, and professional responsibility. The university system is supposed to be a place of learning, opportunity, and fairness, yet in my case, it has been weaponized as a tool of retaliation, exclusion, and unethical manipulation. Following actions are not just illegal, but morally indefensible. Unauthorized access to private student records to damage my reputation, defamation and slander to prevent me from advancing academically and professionally, retaliation and intimidation because I spoke out against misconduct, financial mismanagement and potential fraud involving public funds. These actions do not just affect me, they set a precedent that UMSO faculty and administrators use their power without accountability. If such behavior is allowed to continue, other students and professions will face the same violations of their rights, careers will be derailed, and the corruption will thrive at an institution meant to serve the public. Violations of law at every level, misconduct is not just unethical, it is illegal on multiple levels, including St. Louis County laws, municipal state statutes, and federal laws. Each violation represents a serious breach of the law, some of which could result in civil liability, professional sanctions, or even criminal prosecution. Unauthorized access and disclosure of confidential information, FERPA violation, defamation, false accusations and slander, retaliation and whistleblower suppression, misuse of public and university funds, fraud and fiduciary violations, and then it lists people that are responsible for these violations, request for discussion. I'm not seeking punishment, but a fair and just resolution, one that ensures accountability, protection for students, and institutional reform so this does not happen. Respectfully ask that the St. Louis County Human Rights Commission discuss these issues at the next commission meeting to determine what actions can be taken, consider intervening to ensure a fair outcome for both parties, including recommendations for legal action, mediation, or other corrective measures, and provide guidance on further legal steps to address the violations. That's what was shared with us. Any questions, or do you want me to reread anything or re-see anything? Okay.
Can you, maybe Ekin can explain what's do you know what's really going on? I mean, there's information here, but I think
And can
I
you make
do
it
know, I do
bigger?
know what's going on, but I don't know how much I can share.
okay.
I do know what's going on. I guess if you ask more specific questions, maybe I can help, but the university is already looking into this. Yeah, I don't know what else I can say.
Okay, let me just ask it this way then. In terms of, I mean, it's Pearson, right? Mr. Pearson is raising, you know, very tangible legal issues. Has he sought legal counsel? Is he
Yes.
formally in the, and so what is the value added role for the commission that he's seeking?
I don't really see any at all. But again, I'm just one voice.
Right. So from a commission standpoint, we can't provide any guidance on legal steps or anything like that. The only thing we can do is basically ask that this gets moved up to, you know, the county executive and the council for them to take on more legal action. So, and Noah, correct me if I'm wrong in that not assumption, but that interpretation.
No, that was correct. Several of the things he asked us to do are not within our capabilities, including providing him legal advice on how to proceed. Really, what we can do is discuss it, and we have the authority through ordinance to make recommendations to the county executive and the council.
Okay. I wish I knew a little bit more before I made that recommendation. I mean, I suppose we don't need more specifics to sort of kick it upstairs, for lack of a better phrase, based upon what Noah has shared.
I mean,
Any other?
I don't know how much I can share about the situation.
So I would ask that you go on the side of caution of not sharing too much, just because of your own. Yeah, so I would caution you on that. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't play one on TV. I'm just saying that if you are concerned about that, I would just defer.
Thank you. I'm not concerned. I just don't want to speak on behalf of my institution. That's the issue.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess the question is, do we want to ask that this gets reviewed by the county executive and the county council, or do we want to seek additional? I don't know if we can ask for additional information before we make that recommendation. I don't. You know, what does everyone think in that regard? I wish I was on camera. Yeah. What does everyone think?
I have no problem kicking it upstairs, so to speak. I don't think there's anything specific we can do otherwise.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Okay. So it sounds like, can we get a motion to, what would be a motion to have the county council and county executive review this matter? Would that be the recommendation?
Yeah.
That sounds like an appropriate motion.
Right.
Okay, I would make that motion then. Actually, I think, I mean, is there any procedure about whether it goes to the council before the county executive or the county executive before the council? Does it matter?
They are listed in both of them are listed in the ordinance. So I think
Okay.
you could choose who you want to send it to, or both, or what order you would like to do it.
Does anybody have any feelings one way or another?
Mm-mm.
I really don't, but maybe to the council just before it get to.
Okay.
So if they have any question before I get to the next level, at least the council already looked at it.
So
Okay.
what I can say, I mean, I don't know if this helps, but on our campus, Tanisha Stevens is overseeing this case. Maybe someone
Right.
can, I mean, because of student privacy laws and also concerns, I can't share anything, but all I can say is the university is basically following all policies, and Tanisha Stevens is overseeing the case. So maybe you can get more information from her.
Oh, who is that council member who's got UMSL in their district?
I think Retta Days.
Read a day.
Yeah.
Maybe in referring it to the council, we should refer it specifically to Ms. Days and ask for her initial review, since she represents the district, and
Yeah.
then she can make a choice where to go from there. Is that fair?
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I would make that motion that we refer specifically to
Retta
Chair Days, so that given the institutions in her district, and she can make a determination where it might go from there, whether to other members of the council or to the county executive's office.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All right. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone say no? Any abstentions? Matter has been recommended to move to Chairwoman Days' purview. All right. Next up on the is there adjournment. We're supposed to have a meeting on Friday, July 2nd? That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right at all.
Friday, July, May, June.
It should be
It's a Wednesday.
Friday,
Wednesday.
July-
Wednesday is the
Wednesday.
second.
Yeah,
Wednesday's the
Wednesday's the
Yeah, it should-
second.
July 9th. Should be Wednesday, July 9th.
Oh, okay.
Wednesday, July 9th. Okay.
Yeah. It's the
Day of
ninth.
every- Yeah,
Mhm.
it should be July.
Could,
Does that,
could we, now that we have Commissioner Slaywin, could we just recap with Commissioner Slaywin so he knows what we did earlier in the meeting?
Thank you. I've been having tech issues.
no problem. We talked about the item for LGBTQ+ seeking protection for same-sex partners and their security. The conversation and discussion with me reaching out to you to have additional conversations and discussions on that, as well as us reaching out to the task force, the LGBTQ+ IA task force, to see what does it look like for collaboration in that regard as well. And then also, for my own, one of the things that I suggested, not suggested, was just for my own education, see exactly what does this look like from a county, and then also with the municipalities that are in the proximity as well, just to see if something gets adopted at the county level, does it also need to get adopted at the municipal level to ensure that the protections manifest themselves in all ways. And so that's what we talked about. So follow up from this is me and you having a conversation, and then also reaching out to the task force.
Dwayne, you and me should have that conversation, or you and Karen?
It
You,
was you and me with the conversation.
Okay.
Just to make sure that when we reach out to the task force, it's not me talking for you or talking, something that you brought to the commission, just making sure that that was completely clear as we collaborate with them.
Got it. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thankfully,
But-
we have this in place in the city of St. Louis, University City, and I think Clayton. So I think they are similar types of, I'm not sure what you would call it, ordinances or registries.
Right.
So we're not
So,
starting from
yes,
zero. That's my point.
Yeah, my question with that is if it gets adopted at the county level, does that automatically manifest itself onto the municipalities, or does each municipality afterwards have to basically adopt that same language to say in that municipality it is also being covered and respected and protected as well?
I mean, isn't that for the attorneys to figure it out?
somewhat.
It is. I just want to make sure that we're making that recommendation. If we're doing that work, then we're also making sure that we're preparing education material to filter out to the municipalities as well. So they also know what they have to do. So.
Okay.
And maybe we don't, and maybe the lawyers know all that. My experience is if it's adopted at one space, it doesn't mean it automatically moves to all the different spaces as well.
Okay, so
Okay.
county registries, county ordinances, in your experience, have not necessarily trickled down to the municipalities?
Not,
No, not in my,
Okay.
in
I
my,
think so.
Okay, okay.
not all of them. I think there are certain ones that do, but there's not all that do. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
Dwayne,
again,
how do
that's
you want how do you want to move forward? Do you want me to call you?
Yeah, just call me and we'll set up a time to have that conversation. I'll also reach out to Izzy to see exactly when the next task force meeting is to see how do we get in front of the task force as well.
Okay,
So
got it.
LGBTQ+. Yep.
Okay, thank you. I apologize for being late and all of that.
Nope. No worries at all. Technical difficulties, as you see, my video is not on, so I'm having some technical difficulties myself. So it's all
I understand.
understandable. Yeah. So Wednesday, July 9th, does that still work for everyone? I know that there's a lot of probably summer schedules.
We'll do our
that
best.
work?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so we will stick with our next scheduled meeting for Wednesday, July 9th. With that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. All in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
Say
Aye.
Aye.
All right. See you all. Take care of yourselves.
Take
Be
care.
well and enjoy
Thanks,
the
everybody.
day.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.